Welcome back. Here we go again. How to excel making bar graphs with error bars. Let's do this. I'm going to select my independent variable, and then I'm going to select the average. But look, if I click it, then this one goes away. So what I need to do is I need to hold down the Command key. That's the one next to the space bar. And then click and drag. Now I've got both of these selected. Now up here, we're usually in the home area here. If you go to the insert area, like that, and then check this out. I click the recommended charts and voila. Just look at the axes. Hey, they look familiar, don't they? And look, these numbers look pretty good, don't they? Yeah, they seem to correlate with things over here. Let's do that one. Well, that was easy. Sure was. Obviously, there's some things we've got to fix, right? Because that's not the right title, and there's no labels or units on these axes. So I want to fix that. Let me just show you how you get in here, though, and see what data Microsoft Excel is pulling from. If I go onto one of the bars and I use two fingers to tap on the mouse pad there, you'll see that there's a menu option here that says Select Data. If I click on this, it brings up this box here, which is easy to get scared by because of all the Swahili that we see in here. But in reality, we've already learned what some of these things mean, so we don't need to be quite so scared of it just now. If we see here, it's showing us which the Y values are. It's in sheet 1. That's this sheet right here. That's this thing that we're looking at, this whole thing. And it's M5 through M8. That's M5 right here through M8. And it knows that the name of this is M4. Well, this isn't quite the name of it. It actually has a different name. It has the distance traveled. So we can actually click this and change it. Horizontal category axis labels, C5 through C8, right here. Perfect. Now, the little dollar signs mean, hey, if I copy and paste something, don't move the range. It's exactly C5 through C8. Don't move it if I copy and paste something. So that's what that dollar sign means. So if you find that your graph is looking weird and it's not graphing the right information, you can actually come in here and click these buttons and reselect the data that you want it to use. I just clicked escape there to get out of that because my graph looks great. This chart title here, we don't want this chart title here. We're never going to have a chart title in our chart unless we're just showing a chart or a graph. When we make a report or something like that, we're going to put the title in the report itself. So we're going to delete the title from the graph right there. To add the axes labels, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here. Notice that I'm on the Chart Design menu tab. If I'm not clicked on the chart, the graph that is, you'll see I don't have that menu tab available to me. So I have to click on the chart again in order to bring that up. The formatting is to change text and stuff like that. Chart Design, though, is where we get to add the important things to the graph. If I click here, you'll see that I can add axes titles. And so I'm going to add both the primary horizontal. This one here is the independent variable, which in my case is length of straw. I'm going to add the units there as well. And then I'm going to add right here primary vertical as well. In this case, distance traveled in centimeters. Looking pretty good. If I want to change something about the vertical axis here, I can do that. Again, just click on the chart, add chart element, and I can go to the axes, and I can click on the more axes options, and it brings up this thing over here, so that now, at the minute, I'm looking at the horizontal axis, and so, I can select certain options about it. On this bit here, I can do the vertical, and I can tell it the maximum and the minimum, which can be quite useful. The major and the minor units, if I want to. There's also the ability to add the grid lines right here. So if I want to add the primary, minor, horizontal grid lines, you'll see that now I've got all of those at the minor interval of 20. I need error bars. So I'm going to go to Add Chart Element and go to Error Bars. Now, you would hope that the option here of standard deviation would give us the right error bars, but sadly it doesn't. You're doing some fairly advanced stuff. So we're going to go to More Error Bar Options. And it's automatically put in error bars, but it's not the right length. These error bars need to be unique for each of the specific versions of the independent variable. So yes, I want them going in both directions, and yes, I do want them to have a cap on them. But no, I don't want a fixed value of 100 or a percentage. You'll see if I do a standard deviation, well, that just makes no sense, does it? I mean, that just looks stupid. It's not the standard error, it's actually custom. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to specify the value. And I'm going to say, for every one of those bars, you're actually going to add this number. I'm going to click return. And then for every one of those bars, you're going to subtract the negative error bar value. You're going to click right here. And then again, select the standard deviations. It is then going to apply this standard deviation to this version of the independent variable. Hit return, hit OK, and look at that. Beautiful. I can verify that's right by looking at the standard deviation, looking at the error bars, and making sure that I'm seeing that this one here, that is the 25 centimeter straw, has the shortest error bar, which it does. You'll see that also all of these things update live. So if I realize that I've made a mistake, and in actual fact, this wasn't 891, in fact, it was 1891.0, well, suddenly, look, everything's changed. The average has changed, the standard deviation has changed, and now the error bar has changed. Updating live. Pretty smart. To copy this chart out of here, what I can do is I can click it, I can two-finger click on here, and I can save it as a picture, and then I'm able to put it wherever I want it to go. So that's making graphs in Microsoft Excel. Hope you found it useful, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave a question in the comment box or come and find me at school.